everyone, this is Yogita and welcome to the another video of He, She and Baby. ये बहुत ही स्पेशल एंड हेल्पफुल वीडियो है स्पेशली फॉर द टू बी मॉम्स एंड फर्स्ट टाइम मॉम्स. इस वीडियो में वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट प्रेगनेंसी मिथ्स, राइट फॉर अ प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन एंड अदर हेल्थ रिलेटेड इश्यूज फॉर अ वुमेन. इस वीडियो को ज्वाइन करने के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगी डॉक्टर मंजू गुप्ता, जो एक बहुत ही फेमस गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट है from Delhi NCR. Vika के time में actually I was her patient only and I found her very caring and helpful doctor during my pregnancy journey. So now let's begin to the question answer round with Dr. Manju Gupta. First question that is one person can't get normal delivery after C-section. Is it like truth?
No, it is absolutely a wrong thing. It is not a generalized statement. A person who has had cesarean section needs to be evaluated and examined by her gynecologist, whether she can go for the vaginal delivery or not. There has to be a specific time period between two pregnancies. Only after that, I mean, we say that at least 18 months gap should be there between two conceptions.
Okay.
Between two pregnancies beginning. If you want a vaginal delivery after a cesarean section, number one. Number two, it should be cesarean should be the lower segment cesarean section, which we do these days. If at all, due to some or the other reason, the cesarean has been done in the conventional method, which was the older technique, then there is no question of vaginal delivery.
Okay.
If you have twins, if you have multiple births, if you have multiple pregnancies, that means you have twins and you have had a previous cesarean section, we prefer going for cesarean section again because over distension of the uterus is there. Okay. Apart from that, there is some importance of the scar thickness, the previous scar. Okay. How the scar is in the ultrasound, we measure through ultrasound, and if the scar is above 5 mm, we can go for vaginal delivery. Apart from that, we say that it is always better that if a lady goes into spontaneous labor on her own, then there are more chances of her going into vaginal delivery rather than we inducing the pains.
Okay. So आपका जब हमें पता चला था, so I think you are known for the normal deliveries, like the vaginal deliveries, and Mohit wanted that only. मोहित के friends के through पता चला था आपके बारे में, so he always wanted to go for this vaginal delivery के लिए जाएंगे and all. So that's why we came to you, and I think you are known for that only. मतलब that I personally feel, and मैंने आपके जो भी cases सुने आज.
What I believe, Yogita, is that I always say that it is all about patience. If you are patient, I mean, as a doctor, if you are patient and your patient is patient, and there is no time limit, then 95% of the people do deliver vaginally. I'll give you an example. I'll not name, but yesterday, day before yesterday, there was a patient of mine. She was previous cesarean. Cesarean was done in Gujarat 3.5 years back. And patient says that I started leaking, but then my gynae had to go for some Diwali thing. So we were not given much time. So after leaking, the water bag rupture, we were operated upon. I do not know how truth it is, but what the story from her part is this. This time she came to me and she said, ma'am, I would like to try for vaginal. I said, we'll try for vaginal only if you get pains. If you'll not, then I don't think so we should waste time, and we'll see. But we'll keep on waiting till the date of delivery.
Okay.
Day before yesterday, she called me that she's having pains. She was admitted yesterday, day before yesterday night. Then she started having pains. We waited till yesterday evening and last evening, and she delivered vaginally 3.15 kg baby. Okay. And she kept on telling me, ki, ma'am, its pain is getting unbearable. So what do you say? I said, we can easily wait because baby is supporting us and everything is fine. So since things are in coordination with what we wanted, so we waited for long. And after 12 hours of labor, I should say, in fact, more, she finally had a vaginal delivery. So what I mean to say is that it's all about patience. If we do not panic unnecessarily by looking at the fetus heartbeat, baby ki heartbeat dip kariye, we have to see when to panic and when not to panic.
Okay.
when to create a scare and when not to create a scare.
Okay.
You have to give ample time to each of your patients. If you'll rush that you have to finish your deliveries by 2 p.m. or if you have to finish your deliveries by 6 p.m., then most of us land in cesarean section. If we have no time limit in our hand, then most of us deliver vaginally.
Okay. Yeah, even in my case, I think we had this kind of conversation that if we can wait, we can wait. Otherwise, I can go and admit, and then let's see how things will go. Drinking ghee in the ninth month will help in normal delivery. Like, is it that a truth?
See, this is a very I mean, this, I don't think so, I don't know, but this thing is being so pertinent that everybody is after ki in 9 months we should start taking ghee, and in milk especially drinking ghee will help us in vaginal delivery. What we say is that if our sugar levels are maintained, if a lady is not overweight, then she can have little bit of ghee, there is no harm. So even if it does not help, it will not harm them, so we allow it. But if you are overweight or if you are having diabetes or high sugar levels, then we definitely avoid to, because it is not that if you'll not have ghee, you'll have vaginal delivery. But I don't want various, I mean, there are certain emotions and cultural values attached to various things. So unnecessarily, I don't want to avoid them and don't want to have the blame of not having the vaginal delivery because I was not allowed to have the ghee. So I allow it only when the medical conditions allow.
Okay. Acha, anyways, na, see, when you're
Scientifically,
pregnant with the
ghee
baby,
does not give you anything.
huh?
Scientifically, ghee does not help much except giving you a little bit of strength to the joints and all. So
Okay.
some amount is all right. But some people start having 4 to 5 teaspoons in milk and all. That is something which is pukish also and will unnecessarily give you more vomiting and is very difficult to digest and spoil your sugars and cholesterol levels. So we say in certain amount, everything is okay and justified.
ओके ओके मैं आपको बताती हूँ इवन जैसे जो मेरी मदर इन लॉ है दैट शी बिलीव मदर इन लॉ क्या आई थिंक अगर मेरी मम्मी भी मेरे साथ होती तो मे बी इवन इन द सेम केस कि खाओ घी खाओ ये खाओ वो खाओ मतलब कभी कभी ना वो बहुत ओवर हो जाता है एंड प्रेगनेंसी में
हाँ,
स्पेशली आपका ना कुछ खाने का मेरा तो मन ही नहीं करता था मतलब मेरा सिर्फ बाहर का खाने के सिवा बाकी कुछ खाने का मन नहीं करता था जो मुझे
मन
मिलता
नहीं
था
करता.
सो फॉर दैट काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन इट इज लाइक वेरी टफ अच्छा नाउ थर्ड
So that is why we say to eat whatever you feel like eating. Pregnant lady should not be forced to eat at least ghee, which is very difficult to digest.
okay अच्छा now the third question is eating white products helps in lighter skin color of baby okay ये मुझसे ही बोला गया था कि पनीर खाओ दूध पियो नारियल खाओ उससे बच्चा गोरा होता है लाइक इज दैट कुछ ट्रुथ है इस चीज में और इट्स जस्ट अ हवा की बात एंड ऑल लाइक
Baby color is again a genetic factor. Will depend upon your genes and your husband's genes and his parental ancestral genes, what all baby carries. So whatsoever you feel like, whatsoever you eat, that will not make baby skin color lighten or darken. So you can eat whatever you feel like, regardless of the color.
हाँ मे भी ज्यादा हल्दी खा ली तो पीला बच्चा होगा तो
Right. These are food fads. Some people avoid having jamuns in pregnancy because they believe that having jamun will lead to kala bacha. But again, that's a myth.
the skin color पे आ जाता है सारा okay now this fourth question is should a woman eat more than normal hunger अभी जैसे क्या होता था सुनने में को बोलते थे या कोई भी सुनने में आता है कि आपको तो 2 लोगों के लिए खाना चाहिए because you are pregnant आपको so ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या मतलब आपको जितनी भूख होती है आप उतना ही
See,
खाओगे
the
ऐसा थोड़ी ना
amount of
ओवर ईट कर लोगे because
the
you are pregnant
nahin. No, we say that in pregnancy you have to have a smart diet rather than more diet. Definitely the amount of calories which is required by a pregnant lady, if we talk scientifically, is much more. आपको normal lady से तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा खाना है scientifically, calories wise, but not the empty calories. And it is not that if you eat 2 chapatis, you have to have 4 chapatis because you're eating for 2. You have to have a smart diet in terms of more proteins you have to add on to your diet rather than adding fat and carbohydrates. So these days, again, there is one question that people we encounter day to day is that I have not gained much weight, what to do? So we do explain them that unless and until you are underweight, you need not gain a single kg of weight, and still you may have a healthy baby. So weight gain is something which is
In
due
my
to
case,
either water retention or unnecessary eating. You may not eat, you may not gain a single kg, but still a baby may be very healthy. You may gain 25 kgs and still baby may just come out to be 2.5 kgs. So weight of mother has no correlation with weight gain of the baby. So that is why we say what you need to eat during pregnancy is more of protein diet. And if you have more proteins, definitely you're not gonna gain weight. So you have to shift your diet towards more protein rather than carbohydrates and fat. Rather than eating more, eat smarter.
okay. That's a, I wish this was something that I knew during my pregnancy. मैंने आपसे पूछा नहीं है. Otherwise, I have put on like so much of weight.
नहीं, स्टिल आई वुड हैव टोल्ड यू, तब भी मैं बीच बीच में बोलती थी तुम्हें कि प्रोटीन्स खाओ,
हाँ,
बट क्या होता
प्रोटीन
है
तो आपने मुझे
योगिता,
बहुत बताया. आपने
आपकी
मुझे बिस्किट बताए थे, तो आई हेट देम.
हाँ हाँ, तो
थ्रिप्टिन.
क्या होता है, होता क्या है कि आपको भूख भी कई बार ज्यादा लगती है. और मैंने बताया ना कि प्रेगनेंसी में ऐसा नहीं होता कि सिर्फ आपके खाने की वजह से वेट बढ़ रहा होता है. वाटर रिटेंशन होती है, आपकी विम्स एंड फैंसीज, क्रेविंग्स होती हैं. तो अनलेस अंटिल योर शुगर लेवल्स आर एबनॉर्मल, वी डू नॉट आस्क यू टू स्टॉप व्हाट यू आर हैविंग. सो ऐसा नहीं है आपको अपने वेट पे रिस्ट्रिक्शन करनी है. ठीक है, तो इसलिए ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपका बहुत ज्यादा वेट बढ़ गया तो ये, अगर आप ठीक चीजें खा रहे हो, आपका शुगर लेवल ठीक है, तो वेट बढ़ रहा है तो कोई बात, आपको बाद में मेहनत ही ज्यादा करनी पड़ेगी ना.
जो मैं नहीं कर रही हूँ.
कोई बात.
So this fifth question is, maybe ये मेरे पे भी apply हो जाए. Right time to plan a second baby.
See, again, because these days girls or ladies are planning their first pregnancy little later. I mean, they are not planning their first pregnancies in 20s. So the initial gap which was there, which we used to tell them that have a 3 years gap, so that the baby starts going to school, you have time for yourself and you have time for the next baby, and you have stopped breastfeeding. So plan after 3 years. These days, this does not stand true, because if you're planning your first pregnancy at 31 or 32, we will not ask you to wait for 3 years and plan it at 35 years. We say that whenever you are comfortable, maybe the very next year, you can go for the pregnancies, the next pregnancy. So it depends upon how your first pregnancy has been. If you have had a normal vaginal delivery, even if you conceive by next year, it is perfectly fine. If you have had a cesarean section, we say that it's better to wait for 1.5 years and then conceive. But if you have conceived, then there is no harm in carrying on the pregnancy, even if you have conceived within the same year.
Okay. So, like ये तो आपका as a doctor point of view से हो गया. But even if I say as a mother point of view, like what should be the time gap in between two kids?
We say कि 2 to 3 years is a good gap. 3 years is the best gap, not more than that, because then the understanding, and mother also faces little more difficulty. 2 to 3 years gap is a very good gap, because then both the kids are able to mingle up easily, and mother is also not too old and has not forgotten things what she has taken care in the first pregnancy.
Yeah,
so that is why it helps.
The home is not too old also. It can be used again.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's very important.
Seriously, we have a lot of, we have everything for Dhruvika, जो उसके काम का भी नहीं है. मतलब extra ही चीजें हैं, कम नहीं है कुछ भी. Touch wood. Now the sixth question is, food one should not at all eat, eat during the pregnancy. जैसे मैंने pineapple का सुना था, और मोमोज का मैंने सुना था. I craved a lot momos during my pregnancy, and then basically Chinese food. Maybe उसके अंदर अजीनोमोटो होता है. So what are the food that one should not at all eat during pregnancy?
See, it is about that we say that ripe papaya contains papain. So there is a chemical called papain in it, which is an abortifacient. So can lead to pain and can lead to bleeding and abortion. So we say why to have papaya. So ripe papaya is something which should be avoided. Pineapple is something which has been carried on since long. Too much of pineapple can lead to such issue. Otherwise, little bit of pineapple will not add on. But we say that since it is written everywhere, every person who's Googling will come across this word. So we say better stay away. But if you have had little bit, need not worry at all. Coming over to the Ajinomoto, once in a while, if you have had it once in 2 months, once in 15 days, once in 1 month, Ajinomoto, that is okay. But on routine basis, Ajinomoto does not let the folic acid absorption. So if folic acid is not getting absorbed in your body, baby will have various structural defects and your hemoglobin level will fall low. So that is why Ajinomoto is to be avoided. Regarding specifically momos, momos are something which is steamed and uncooked. So it carries a lot of chances of giving you the infection. And in pregnancy, if you acquire any such infection, so that can lead to multiple complications. So that is why uncooked food particularly was to be avoided.
Okay. Thank you. Momos are still, matlab, no.
Momos you can have, but you can have some from good place, preferably the fried momos.
Yeah. Okay. Now this another question is, how long a woman should breastfeed baby? I mean, see, what I feel, what I heard that कि ज़्यादा हम breastfeed कराते हैं तो वो धीरे धीरे mother की energy, mother का weak होती है, या फिर मतलब that kind of thing कि mother को health issues होते हैं. तो is there any kind of good time limit जो एक breastfeed mother के लिए होना चाहिए? I am still breastfeeding Dhovika, so this is something that I wanted to stop also, but yeah.
See, we say that 4.5 months.
4.5 months.
4 to 4.5 months of exclusive breastfeed. 4 to 4.5 months of exclusive breastfeed is very important. That exclusive breastfeeding should be done. After that, you should start weaning your child. And that weaning can carry on till 1 year, 1.5 years also. That is something, but by 1 year, at the end of 1 year, you should start weaning it properly, because if your child relies only on your milk, on breast milk, child does not eat much. So we say by 1.5 years, you should start weaning off the child completely from breast milk, because the breast milk is of not much use then for the child, because does not contain any vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin D. Apart from that, it takes out a lot of your energy. You feel exhausted after breastfeeding a child. Baby is very clingy to you if you are breastfeeding. You cannot go out. So there are many things, very social things which are attached apart from your health issues. It affects your health as well as baby health. Baby will fall deficient in iron, because mother's milk does not carry any iron. No vitamin D is there in it. So we say it's better that child eats and drinks milk rather than latching on to mother even after 1.5 years of age.
Okay. So this is something that we need to work on. Dhruvika go breastfeed.
Yes.
She's still breastfeeding, so yeah, we need to stop this actually. Now this another question is, health supplements a woman should take for hair fall is something जो मेरा अभी तक चल ही रहा है, मतलब वो कभी खत्म ही नहीं हुआ है. So what can be the health supplement that a woman can take at any point of time if she feel बहुत उनको weakness हो रही है, या hair खराब हो रहे हैं, या skin खराब हो रही है, तो कुछ ऐसे जो normal एक woman ले सकती है for this kind of issues?
Vitamin E. First of all, we all are lacking in vitamin D. So we all should keep replenishing ourselves with vitamin D and vitamin B12, which is again rampantly deficient these days. So vitamin D and vitamin B12 are available over the counter. Apart from that, for our skin and hair and nails, vitamin E, again, we should take. In fact, vitamin E can be applied directly to over the face.
Yeah.
And biotin containing a few, biotin is again a kind of vitamin B only, but biotin containing capsules are there, which are very rich for, very good for hair fall. So biotin containing products like there is Biopreg F, I mean folic acid and biotin supplements are available over the counter. So biotin supplements we should take for our hair fall.
Okay. अच्छा, now एक बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन था. मैं अभी वैसे तो मैंने क्वेश्चन आपको यही भेजे थे, but there was one question that I feel, see, जब प्रेगनेंसी होती है, स्पेशली जो फर्स्ट प्रेगनेंसी होती है, I found my partner to be very supportive, though मैं लड़ती रही प्रेगनेंसी में थ्रू आउट द टाइम because of the mood swings and all. I think मोहित ने क्वेश्चन निकाल दिया. Okay, I forgot that question. I'll ask that question. So but like is how a man plays role in this pregnancy and all, because abhi kya hota hai, I feel men are more supportive for their wife and they're more excited for their first baby. Like, have you felt that over the period of time ki जो आज के टाइम में husbands are, they are more caring for their wife during this time and all? By any chance did you feel like that?
Yes, definitely. Yes, earlier what used to happen is that man used to be carried by what their mother used to say. And mothers generally did not have the privilege, the earlier mothers, the older mothers, did not have the privilege of telling their concern to their husbands or to their doctors, because there used to be hardly any doctor visit. And the husband did not have time to listen. And they were the main factor who used to work at home. And they did not have that liberty or the privilege of talking to somebody. These days, husband and wife share a very close bond in terms of mutual understanding. So husband understands what my wife is going through. So that is how they play a major role. If somebody is there to understand the condition which you are going through, if somebody tells you that we are pregnant rather than telling that you are pregnant, and somebody understands that yes, at this point of time you may not be able to work as much as you were working earlier, and he has a role in household chores, he has a role in uh,
Even
making your life
after delivery.
smoothen, your life smoothen out, or your work pressure ease out. So these days husband definitely understands, and they do help the ladies, their wives, in coming out of this pregnancy period. Mood swings, again, as a question which you said, some people still do not understand that why are ladies behaving abnormally, little bit abnormally, or why are they having this unbalanced mood swings, or you can say a behavior which is which they cannot understand easily, or which has not been seen earlier. So we say that what happens is that in pregnancies there are a lot of hormones which are going up and down, and moreover your identity is being changed, you are gaining weight, many of us are having a lot of hair fall, blemishes are happening, your face is turning dark, your neck is turning, your pigmentation is happening, your face is getting bloated, you're gaining your identity completely changes, nothing fits you if you are gaining excessive weight and all this. So there are so many things which bothers you from inside, and if a partner does not support you, then it really becomes a very difficult path to travel on. So that is why it is very important for husbands to understand that yes, it is all mood swings, which is because of the baby which they are carrying, and because of the placenta, and because of various hormones in our body which are rising and decreasing. So a lady can behave slightly different from what she was earlier, and they have to fully understand her.
Yeah, this was something with me. I used to feel a lot of depression kind of thing. I'm always crying and feeling sad, and
Yeah.
minding very small things, and then later on realizing कि ठीक है ignore भी कर सकते थे. This thing happened with me a lot, and मोहित कहते थे कोई mood swing नहीं होता है, ये मैम ने बोल दिया तो तूने mood swings का नाम दे दिया, बस ये तेरे tantrums है. So this was kind of at Mohit used to say at some time. मैं आपके पास आती थी रोते हुए,
But
फिर आप
still,
को डांटते थे. So all good.
नहीं, I completely understand, because see, I always tell that fathers are, they are blessed to become fathers without doing much. So at least they should play their part properly.
That's so true. That's so true, actually. Oh,
But God have blessed them with such a beautiful thing that they become father without hardly doing anything. The responsibility is equally shared. The financial responsibility is equally shared by mother. So we cannot even say that you are sharing the economical responsibility. That is also not equally shared by you, and you are just getting the tag of father and the name of father, the fame of father. So at least, yeah. So at least take care of your wife, because she is undergoing through so many things which you just can't even think of.
Yeah, it's such a nice conversation. I really wanted to have this kind of conversation, and yeah, I'll actually thank you, ma'am, for these really insightful conversations. I really enjoyed this conversation. I felt like I'm at your clinic and having this conversation.
Same here, Yogita. I also feel it's nostalgic, in fact, for me.
So yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for this really amazing conversation. I'm sure this is going to be super helpful for a lot of mothers and the to be moms. And thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
And, yeah. In case if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, share and subscribe. और डॉक्टर मंजू गुप्ता के बारे में काफी डिटेल्स नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में दी हुई है. If you have more questions for Dr. Manju Gupta, make sure you write them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do share this video with your friends who are pregnant or planning their pregnancy. This shall help them too. Bye bye.